When you look at our world today, you'll notice that a majority of it is digital. That is not a coincidence. That is the digital revolution in full effect, and it's been happening over the past 20 years. But something else you may notice is that nowadays, a lot of people are going back to analog. What is going on in our world? In today's video, I'm explaining how this so-called digital revolution or digital dream even came about in the first place, how digital started causing more and more problems, which is why analog has slowly come back over the years. Why has this happened? So without further ado, let's get started. Like I said earlier, nearly everything has become digital in the last 20 years, and this period of time has been coined the digital dream or digital revolution. For example, music. Music has become less and less analog and more digital with music streaming. Another example is movies and TV. That too went from analog to now streaming. I mean, a huge example of something becoming digital over the past 20 years is photos. I mean, you don't see people passing around a Polaroid photo around a table. No, you just see people sending photos from their smartphone via text messages. And something that's not necessarily too bad, but I mean, it is something that has happened is books. I mean, I don't see many people read physical books anymore. When I'm out in public, I see a lot of people have their Kindles and read ebooks. I mean, it's good that people are reading in this very digital age, but why just not read a physical book? And something even bigger than photos becoming digital is shopping. I mean, you really don't see people go out and shop anymore. Most people are on their phone, buying their groceries, clothes, you name it. I mean, that takes away the experience, right? I mean, you can't go with your friends to the mall anymore because all malls are just kind of dropping like flies. And heck, you don't really see families go to grocery stores anymore. You just see their parents buy their groceries online. In the past 20 years, technology's main goal was speed and convenience. So if digital won, why are people going back to analog? If you've been keeping up with the news over the past 5-ish years, you notice that a lot of people are going back to analog. If you look at the economic side of analog coming back, you'll see a huge boom in things like vinyls and CDs. I mean, vinyl record sales have gone through the roof over the past 5-ish years. I mean, and CDs too. Their sales have gone up and there's a renewed interest for them. Another thing that I've seen become very popular again is film cameras. I mean, the amount of people that I've seen use old film cameras on the street or maybe newer film cameras, it's kind of crazy. Another huge thing that is trending nowadays is digicams or digital cameras. Those are those kind of compact, pocketable Nikon, Canon, and Sony cameras or whatever other brand. I mean, it's kind of in its name. You can just take it out of your pocket, take a photo, put it back, and then maybe review your photos later and kind of have a whole experience with it. Another thing that I kind of have seen come back a little bit is instant cameras. Instant cameras, like those Instax Fujifilm cameras, are those cameras that come in like blue, pink, yellow, whatever color, and they just take those rectangular photos that kind of look like Polaroids, and I mean, it is nostalgic and the photos look so original. Another thing that I've kind of seen come back is paper planners and journals. I mean, it's kind of an experience. Writing down what you want to do for the week, what your week was like in your journal. I mean, it is really a whole experience that comes with it, which is something you may notice with analog. I mean, if you think back to all the things I just listed, it's not just one trend happening across one hobby. No, it's a huge trend happening across so many hobbies, because this is such a big thing. Some may say it's kind of like an analog revolution part 2. Now, when you look at digital things you may own, you may realize that you don't truly own them. And you're not alone in that thought. A lot of people are thinking that as well. For example, streaming is access. You don't truly own Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus forever. You have to pay monthly, and after you stop paying, you have no access anymore. Speaking of a platform like Netflix, you may notice that sometimes movies and TV shows on Netflix have kind of like an expiration date of when they're going to be taken off the platform. That just shows that movies and TV shows can just disappear off of a streaming platform in one go. And when you buy a subscription to a platform like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, you name it, you kind of are relying on the company to give you more and more TV shows, movies, documentaries, whatever it may be. And if that company kind of gives you nothing, then you feel like you might have just wasted your money. For example, you might have bought a Shrek DVD all the way back in 2001, and you may still have it today. That just shows that you get to keep it forever. And people are starting to realize that. People are beginning to value tangible things because you get to keep them forever. Going along with digital a little bit more, you may notice that digital sometimes has too much choice, and you are certainly not wrong. For example, on platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube Music, there's millions of songs to choose from. and that can sometimes be overwhelming. That's why a lot of people go on their playlist and just hit shuffle because they can't truly pick one song from the hundreds or maybe thousands of songs they have liked or put in their playlist. And speaking of thousands, there are thousands of movies on platforms like Disney Plus, Netflix, and Hulu that it can be hard to just pick one movie for your movie night. And tell me about platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of videos that it could just create endless scrolling sessions that can keep happening forever because algorithms keep recommending you the next thing and the next thing and the next thing that it's never ending. That's why a lot of people are noticing that too many choices can make your experience less meaningful. But with analog, it naturally limits your options. Sometimes us people like imperfection, but something like a modern smartphone's photos doesn't really create any imperfection. In fact, modern smartphones create nearly perfect photos, and that can sometimes just make the photo seem really processed and just not really original or nostalgic. But unlike modern smartphones, older cameras have unique flaws and colors to their photos. And if you've ever looked at film has grain and unpredictability, which can make each photo more unique than the last. And with older cameras, it gives you a limited amount of shots that you can take. So this makes each photo more intentional. And through all of this, imperfection feels more authentic and personal than perfection. And that is one major reason that a lot of people are going back to analog. When it comes to products, experience matters. For example, holding a record or a book feels different than just opening an app. In addition, physical media creates so many different rituals. I don't know if any of you at home have ever opened a record or a CD, but especially with CDs, you may notice that there's a booklet. And in this booklet, the artist puts intentional things to make your experience more meaningful. And reading those words or seeing those photos that the artist leaves for you becomes part of the experience of buying new records, CDs, whatever. And through collecting records, CDs, or even cassettes, it creates memories. And two, physical objects often carry sentimental value over time. For example, you may have been putting a cassette into the car when you dropped the cassette on the floor, and when you picked it up, it had a crack in it. And your cassette can still play fine, but maybe someone asks you,
"What is this crack from this cassette?"
And you may say,
"Oh yeah, that's from when I dropped it in my car in 1993.
I don't know. But the point is, it has some sort of sentimental value, which you could share with people over time. Now you may be wondering, why is this analog revolution part 2 kind of happening now? Well, that's because digital has been creating so many problems for people over the years. I can vouch for this one. Constant notifications bombarding you can create stress, and an extended amount of screen time can cause fatigue. And that just does not make you feel good about being on your phone and just doing things that involve digital products. And now more than ever, in our ever yet stressful world, people crave slower and more intentional experiences in their daily lives. And in analog coming back, nostalgia plays a huge role, especially from the 2000s. I don't know if you've been on social media lately, but a lot of people are promoting that more authentic aesthetic in their videos, because a lot of people's goal is to make the authentic aesthetic popular again. And they're not wrong for doing that, because analog creates a break from always being connected on our phones, tablets, computers, you name it. Now, to kind of wrap this all up, analog isn't necessarily replacing digital forever. And if you think about it, nowadays, most people use both, because this comeback isn't about rejecting technology as a whole. No, it's about balancing convenience with meaningful experiences. Because in all, maybe we didn't miss old technology. We just missed how it made us feel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was one that I really enjoyed making and one that I really wanted to make and was excited to make. If you take anything away from this video, one thing I think you should take away is that we should just not reject all technology, because our lives are very digital and we have to accept that. But instead, we should bring some analog back to our just very stressful and digital lives, because analog creates so many more meaningful experiences and heck, maybe even memories while we're at it. Because sometimes in life, it's the things that are very simple that create so many of the more complex and just kind of core memories in our mind. So yeah, that's all I have to talk about. Thank you for watching again, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye, everybody.